The Harris-Walz ticket now has a new enemy and a new alliance that they need to contend with. I'm going to tell you what's going on and why, frankly, she's not worried. Hi, everyone. I'm Shauna Presley-Vircher, the political fixer. And the theme of the Democratic convention was quite clear: joy and unity. And with the attention of the world on our new nominee for president, many people were like, oh, we'll be having none of that. In a not so subtly timed announcement, RFK Jr. said that he will be endorsing Donald Trump formally and supporting his bid for the presidency. There was no accident as to why they chose the Friday after the convention to announce that they would be teaming up together. It was an attempt to rob Kamala Harris and Tim Walz of the critical headlines that they needed. Now, we're going to be talking more about those headlines in a bit, but first, let's dive a little bit deeper into this new alliance. Now, RFK Jr. is a Kennedy, and under normal circumstances, it might send alarm to the political community to have one of the legacy families of the Democratic Party endorse a Republican for president. But in this situation, if you're not familiar with RFK, let me show you just one little reason why I'm not worried.
A woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed it, a young bear. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van because I was going to skin the bear, and I had the bear in my car. And I realized I couldn't go home. I had to go to the airport. And the bear was in my car.
If you weren't familiar with the bear in Central Park story, I highly recommend that you Google it. It is one of those situations that gets stranger and stranger. And yet, that bear story is only the third most disturbing thing that I know about this man. Now, all of the other Kennedys, including John Kennedy's grandson who took the stage at the DNC, have denounced RFK Jr. and are saying that they're not supporting him. But Trump is loving this idea of trying to topple the game board. But there's another reason that you're going to be seeing him lean into RFK Jr. in the coming days. It's not that RFK Jr. was pulling a lot of numbers. Most of the country has not even heard of him. However, there were two not so subtle headlines that dropped at the same time today. The first headline mentioned that Pennsylvania is definitely a key state that Trump and his campaign are going to be focusing on in the weeks ahead. So much so that they went one step further and said that JD Vance is going to be spending nearly all of his time campaigning in Pennsylvania, which is remarkable considering how terribly JD Vance is doing campaigning in Pennsylvania. At the same time, a second headline was released by Trump himself, who retweeted someone calling RFK Jr. and Trump a unity ticket, and Trump's campaign confirming that, yes, RFK Jr. will be touring the country with Trump. So what you're seeing is a bait and switch. JD Vance is underperforming as the vice presidential nominee on the GOP ticket, so they're just basically going to sideline him. They're going to stick him in donut shops, convenience stores, and parking garages all around Pennsylvania, while the two of them, Trump and RFK Jr., go around the country attempting to steal some of the limelight that has been bestowed upon the Harris-Walz ticket. So that covers the alliance. What about the new enemy? Well, the legacy media has not been kind to Kamala Harris since the moment she took the stage. Let's take a look at some of these headlines that we're seeing since the convention concluded. The front of the New York Times had their headline that Kamala Harris faces a challenge, converting convention joy to momentum. It's a subtle way of saying that even when things are going right, there's a new problem that's lurking underneath, ready to rear its ugly head at any moment. AP was even less subtle, running a headline claiming to be all about fact-checking. But let me point something out that is going to be really important as this continues. Take a special look at the photo that they used in this headline. This is one of the top legacy media agencies in the country, and we can already see the games that they're going to be playing to diminish her, elevate Donald Trump, and make this seem like a close horse race until the very end. Their knives have, in fact, been sharpened. The DNC organizers and the Kamala Harris campaign made an intentional decision to focus less on legacy media and more on content creators from around the country. In fact, they included a VIP area complete with a blue carpet of over 200 content creators, and they created content that was viewed by lead seats that they got in the convention because they felt like they should have been treated better than TikTokers. I'm sure no offense was meant by that for all of us. The reason that the Harris Walz campaign is not worried about hurting the feelings of legacy media is related to the top question I received from all of you this week regarding convention coverage, which is, how are there still undecided voters in this race? Most of the time, it's because they have either tuned out all of the coverage altogether. You're talking about people that are working 2, 3, sometimes even 4 jobs and side hustles to pay the bills. They do not have a lot of time on their hands. And your younger voters that maybe they haven't voted before and they don't have a lot of historical context on what's been going on. We have to remember that if someone was 18 right now, they were a toddler when Obama first took office. You are not the same type of personality profile that is sitting down with a luxurious cup of coffee and poring over the New York Times every day, which means a couple of things. The first thing is that a campaign has to work extra hard to meet you where you are. But the second thing is that someone like the New York Times doesn't have a lot of influence over you, which is a shame because you would have missed this gem of a headline today that is, "Joy is not a strategy." Interesting. Let's take a look at what Donald Trump has to say about that.
Everyone will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with joy and opportunity and hope.
So yes, the post-convention coverage and action and news is going to be infuriating. What can you do about it? Well, first of all, keep supporting different content creators, sharing true information. Please continue to share that content. It is working and it is reaching people by the millions. But the second thing is, remember to verify your voter registration once a week, particularly if you are in a red state, and just make sure it's current. And then also sign up to volunteer in whatever way you feel most comfortable. And your third bit of homework is to make sure that you maintain self-care and your own bit of joy over the next over 70 days that we have in this election. And to help you on that journey, we found the playlist of the DNC convention roll call. I've shared it here. If that doesn't put a smile on your face, nothing will. I'm going to keep bringing you insight and intel, but I am going to be taking a break today to support my other passion. So for all of you that are watching the game in Ireland today and beyond, go Knowles. Until next time, everyone, I'm Shauna Presley Vircher. I'll see you soon.
Well, I'm really not worried about that RFK because, the guy is also weird like Donald Trump. There were allegations about the guy. Apparently, he also violated a nanny in his home. So the woman went to court and reported him. Yeah, that woman was a nanny in his house. So he does not have good biography. I believe he is Jeff Kennedy's nephew. But guess what? JFK's family, JFK's grandbaby, the real grandbaby of his, came out here. Then are all endorsing Kamala Harris. So I don't know about this one here. I believe he's JFK's nephew, this Robert Kennedy. So I believe he's Robert Kennedy's son. So and I don't know where he lives. And y'all heard this story about the bear that he left at the park. This guy's just weird human being altogether. All his father and his uncle, they're all rolling down their graves right now about his endorsement of this MAGA guy. So this family was a Democratic family, right? Yeah, so right now they're endorsing a fake Republican. This guy, Donald Trump, is not no Republican. He's an imposter. He is not no Republican. Apparently, back in the day, this same dude used to be a Democrat. He always goes where the water is flowing. Yeah, he's like a fish. Apparently, he was a witness to Hillary Clinton's wedding. Hillary Clinton doesn't like him though. Yeah, I heard there was something similar to that. I was just reading articles around here on X, so I believe I read something similar to that. So y'all guys, please let us know. Did Donald Trump used to be a Democrat before? So right now he just switched his side to this party, the Republicans. I never really knew Republicans being bad people before until right now here we have this vulgarity running around that Republican party. You know, so apparently this RFK is gonna start touring the United States with the states with this guy, with this MAGA guy. I mean, really, this is not the legacy of John F. Kennedy. You know, this is terrible. This is terrible, terrible, terrible news, but I'm really not bothered. I don't think it's gonna do too much of anything. And also this part here, I don't believe the story that they have about the Bears has something to do with anything election. But this guy did not have any power anywhere. And I saw an article on X of him saying that he would win this election if everything was not a mafia. So apparently the United States government, the election is run by the mafia. This is what he's letting the world know, that the United States government is not legit. So everything is ran by the mafia. I don't know what kind of patriot would say something like that about his own country. You know, this is the United States of America, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what to say about these kind of people, like this RFK person. That guy, he looks weird like the rest of them. He is weird like JD Vance and exactly like Donald Trump. I mean, look at him. That dude is weird. And the look on his face, I don't know. Woo! Well, the traitors always look like him. The traitors always never look good. They always look weird. And he looks weird and also sounds weird. He sounds like a bird. I can't even tell what he's trying to tell people around here. What was he trying to say in that video? Like what he did to the bear? What did he do to that poor animal? And why would he take the animal and leave it at the park instead of taking the animal to call the animal control and call the state representatives to come help with the people who deals with those animals? Yeah, it's just so sad. These are our politicians. And I heard apparently this guy was also looking for a job, was asking for a job with Kamala Harris. What party does he belong to? Was he a Republican from the start? Or was he a Democrat? I don't know. You know, I don't be bothering myself like trying to follow or listen to those kind of people. You know, the people like him are just the people that I don't consider to be like even leaders, because you know he's despicable human being. It doesn't really even tickle my spirit to say him traveling around with Donald Trump is gonna change anything. Everybody knows Donald Trump is the asshole, so him hanging around Donald Trump, what does that make him? You got me right. Yeah, so it's the same people. And guess what? This guy used to hang on he also boarded Epstein's airplane twice. This RFK Jr. Yes, Robert Kennedy Jr. He was also on Epstein Island. So there are same pedo groups who are supporting each other. Yo, this America mainstream media, I told y'all guys, this mainstream media does not like black people. Y'all thought I was lying to you. Do you see that they're really not covering much about Kamala and Walz? Because why? Because of Kamala's race. That media is a racist media. That's why I do not watch those TV. I don't watch American television. I watch them sometimes, very rarely, that I will sit down there, turn those channels in my house. I don't. Yeah, I will watch MSNBC because those people are they are supporting her. And most of those media, they're not doing it. Guess what? Kamala's playing smart. You heard the sister here, this white sister in the video, told y'all Kamala hired the creators. The creators means people like me, the people hanging around TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Those ones are the ones running campaign. But guess what? Kamala's smart. The media switched to the social media. Everyone is hanging out here. Lots of people are really not watching these old media. I believe those TV are being watched by our mamas and grandmamas sometimes. You know, the grandmamas love that TV because you know what? That's the only thing that they know how to use well. But God bless all of the grandmamas and grandpapas out there. So y'all, the grandbabies, let's stand up with our elders. Let's go help them and show them and tell them the truth. Expose the Project 2025. Teach our children, the younger generation. The one that the white sister was telling y'all here, like the kids who were little by the time Barack Obama was president in 2008. Those people were toddlers and right now they're just turning 18. So y'all need to teach those kids, sit them down and tell them what's up. Tell them who to vote for and tell them, explain to them how this Trump and the Project 2025 is trying to hijack our freedom in America. Okay? Yeah, and also tell the grandmas, tell the grandpapas, because they're hanging around that television. Those television really tells you vision. They tell you vision all their lies. And people tend to believe that. Don't believe in them. Let's all swing by the social media. Share my videos on Instagram and everywhere where you're traveling around the social media so we could put those news out there and get more people to follow us and register to vote and try to check in those swing states so they could pay close attention to their voter registrations so somebody wouldn't just delete them off of that. So yeah, this is what's happening. So this campaign is being ran on social media and I love it. I'm loving every second of it. And guess what? It's reaching more people than you thought. I'm telling you, it's lots of people on the social media here than on those national television. We don't care about national television. You can keep him for Donald Trump. Keep him on there. Keep him on there. Even Trump's grandbabies, Trump's nieces and nephews, they are all here campaigning against him on social media. So y'all follow Mary Trump on Twitter. Follow Fred Trump on Twitter also. Yeah, they're all around here. They're hanging out with us. So, Kamala, you doing a good job. You understood the assignment. Way to go, sister. Yeah, a guy unalive an animal and violating a nanny's body, being taken to court for that, and hanging on Epstein Island. Just look at the combination of what I do tell you, the French soup. Bouillabaisse. Google it. All right, my people. So please share this video. Y'all saw this wonderful sister here who made this wonderful video asking people to share. So let's share with everybody out there. We have some people who haven't decided if they want to join Kamala and Walz. And some of them are also following this weird guy, JD Vance and Trump. They are wanting to switch their sides. So y'all, share our videos, okay? Y'all take care. I'm going to talk to y'all guys again later. Bye.